Give him a warning shot. Didn't like that too well, did he? Yeah, come back over there. Encourage him that way. Yeah. Come back over that way. Anyway, so too dumb to crawl out there, I guess. Okay then, well, I have had another altercation with the Wasps yesterday. We had the Monday night massacre here at the 71 Plymouth Scamp. We got dart on the mind, I guess. So before, you saw in the last installment of this stuff that I was working on that dart, and I knew I had a wasp nest in there, and that was at the front up there. So I got rid of it, got rid of them. And I was going to have to come out here and change the tarp on this car. The tarp's getting worn out. It's passing water and stuff. Got holes in it. So got a new tarp, new bungees and all that, ready to do that. But I knew, besides that, I knew that I had wasps somewhere in this thing. So I went looking around for them, and most of the time they're up here at the front. They get under, like you saw before, they get under the front overhang up here where the headlights are in the grill, and that's where they hang out and do their thing and build nests and generally be a pest. Or they get in the door jams up here. But anyway, they find any place they can find a sheltered place to exist and do nest building. So there's one over there already. They don't give up, do they? They're stubborn creatures. These are these red wasps, by the way. We get plagued with these and fire ants. And one already is trying to start a nest up there again. So anyway, here's what happened. Enough talking about it. So here's what happened. So I went looking back here, and I figured out that they were back here at the back because I saw this tarp didn't come all the way back over the trunk, and I could see one crawl up the bumper and disappear in there somewhere. So I thought they were in the trunk lid, like you just saw that one going up in there. But that wasn't the case. I found out where they were. I popped the trunk on this thing, and they came boiling out of there pretty big. So I got back, I retreated, and ended up I was in the car over there. So I thought, well, I'll just get this brake cleaner that I've been using, and my bright idea is I'll just drive over here and I'll stick it out the window and I'll get them. Well, the brake cleaner, that's the problem with brake cleaner as a wasp killer and insect killer. It works effectively, very effectively, but the problem is you don't have enough range on it. So you have to just get within harm's distance to actually use it. So that didn't work, and plus the car's window, those electronically controlled windows, they won't reverse direction fast enough. So I almost got nailed. I didn't. So far I haven't. But I decided that was not working. That ain't gonna work out. So I thought, okay, you know what? Here we go. This is how it's gonna be. If you want to try to run me back in the house, I'll go. Actually, I went to the front porch. I said, I'll go. You force me to retreat. But this isn't over. This is not gonna be over by any stretch. There is no gang of insects going to dictate my activities here on my own property where I have entitlement to be in my own car. I said, I'm not going to deal with that. That's not going to happen. So I said, I'll be back. So I was pretty sure that these things don't fly at night. They're on their nest at night, and they probably can, but they don't because they can't see where they're going. Idiots. So I left the trunk open, and I still hadn't seen what was in there, where they were. So I waited around about 9 o'clock last night. And I put my long sleeve shirt back on and my gloves and everything, and got my fresh can of brake cleaner. And I got my light. I laid it down out there, so I went and found it and snuck back here without trying to alert them to my presence. And so I snuck back around, and I found where they were. They had a big nest right built on the back panel back there on that left side over there. And so here it is for reference. It's a huge one. I've been working on that one all summer, I guess. So anyway, I found that thing, and I just stood here. I decided you're not getting me this time. You're not going to force me into retreat. I stood there and just straight armed it, and just held it, just soaked it with them, and got every one of them. And you know, they didn't try to fly towards me. Really try to do anything. But I had to be careful. You can see there's a few stragglers. I left this trunk closed all day today, and there's still a few in here. You saw there's one in the car in there, so there's a few kind of floating around here, so I'm kind of keeping my eye out. I've killed about 6 or 7 already, so I don't know if they came back to life or what. So there's the pile there. You can tell me how many is in there. Probably, I mean, a rough estimate, probably 30. So between this car and that one in there, I've probably killed 50 of these things. So I knew I had a problem with them, but that's excessive. So I caused this. I mean, you know, an animal or an insect like this, they're not human, and they don't make plans past just trying to make a nest. So I'll say I encourage this, because what happened is this trunk lid is not closing all the way. It was not latched. I had it tied down with a bungee, but it had a crack in it probably that far, so it's just perfect for them to get in here. So anyway, it will close now. I think I've got to figure out why the latch is not latching. I don't know if it's out of adjustment or they loosened it up. They took this thing and pulled the key lock out of it, I guess, to see if there's any hidden treasure in here. But I'm gonna see. I see one over there. Watching him. He's on that box over there. I'm trying to see. I'll tell you what, this is going to be total warfare. That's what this is going to be. It's what you get coming around me. And, you know, I can't stand something like that. Something so arrogant, it tries to come on my property and tries to tell me what's going to happen. That ain't going to happen. I'll kill every one of these s.o.bs. I don't care how long it takes me. And I know we got more in that green car over there. So anyway, so that's what happened. So anyway, I got to figure out why this latch is not working and get it working, so that trunk will stay down. That'll be the end of that. They won't be back in there again. And the tarp I got is a big, long, large one. It'll go all the way over it. So anyway, I'm going to carefully do that. I think I've got, people erroneously call it the main hive. It's not a hive, it's a nest, but they call these things bees. When it comes to insects and animals, people call things all kinds of wrong stuff, but they're red wasps. And really, that's really what we have the most problem with here. I get carpenter bees here, but they don't bother me. But, you know, hornets, I don't know when I've seen a hornet's nest in this part of the country, around where I've lived anywhere. I have no idea. I've not seen, you know, with the big ball deal. I ain't never seen one of those in recent memory. And I've, you know, yellow jackets, I've never seen a yellow jacket's nest. It's just these things. So anyway, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get to this thing this coming up year. I've got to get the gold car finished first. I think what's probably tentatively going to happen with this itinerary here is I got too many cars right now. Well, let's just put that in context. I don't have too many cars. I got more cars than I have time to drive. Let's put it that way. That's more accurate. So, so I think what I'm going to do, I got the Plymouth all finished up, buttoned up. I'm going to do a video on it for you guys pretty soon. But it's all buttoned up, ready to go. And I'm going to drive it through the winter. I think it's going to take me probably through the winter to get that gold car all fixed back up and running and driving and everything. So when that happens, hopefully by the time it starts to warm up, if not a little bit before, then I'll get it back on the road, and I'm going to probably put that brown car, finally put it up for sale, because I have 2 slant 6 cars, and this is a slant 6 and the other one's a V8. So, you know, you kind of get into some duplication there, and you know, but you never know what'll happen. Maybe I'll decide by then that I just want to keep it, but that's tentatively what I'm tentatively planning to do. So we'll see what comes up. Love those A bodies. Maybe I won't sell any of them. I'll just keep all of them and buy more. Wouldn't that be great? Just keep on buying A bodies until I have so many I can ever work on them. That's what some people do. All right, well, wish me luck here. I'm going to try to get this tarp put back on, get the trunk down, and get the tarp put back on. All right, I've taken up a position here right adjacent to the battleground to pick off any returning enemy insects here. So far I've nabbed 6 of them. It seems like it's slowing down now. It might be safe to put my tarp on. There's other things flying around here in the background, but those aren't the wasps. I don't know if wasps get messages through actions, but they need to. Hopefully they'll determine that this is an unsafe area for them. Not only that they're going to die here pretty soon anyway when it turns cold. And so that'll be the time that I'll get out and change the tarp on that car too. I guess they die when it gets cold. I don't know, but hope they do. But anyway, I'm going to maintain my post here, my vigilance, for a little while longer, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and tarp it up. That tag on there is October of 08. All right. So we'll get this done and go back to the dart. By the way, there wasn't anything wrong with that trunk. It just needed a good slam. So it latched, and I covered up the hole there with tape. And I got the gas filters already been covered up with tape, so this is it. So I'm gonna have to put tires on that Plymouth over there imminently, because they are, what's going on here? There we go. They're getting old, and I want to drive this winter, so I'm just going to pick up a new set of tires. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out the wheels, take the wheels off this car, and go have the tires mounted on them because they're ruined. As you can see, so no use, can't use anything on there. I'm going to keep the hubcaps, of course. But then I'll probably take the wheels that are on, wheels and tires on the Plymouth over there, and put them back on this one. That way this one will roll easy. Because well, I'm not going to use the wheels on this car. I'm not going to use hubcaps with it. I'll keep those for something else. But I'm going to probably put rally wheels on this one. So anyway, but that'll be a good use for those older tires. I don't know how many miles of it. They really don't have that many miles on them. They've probably got, it's kind of sad, they've probably got, I don't even think they got 20,000 miles on them, but they're 8 years old. Those are the ones I bought when I had to, you can't see them from here, but I bought those when I put that green 74 back on the road. I bought that V8 Dart, V8 Valiant. I can't get them straight today for some reason. Anyway, had to buy tires for it, so that's the ones I bought way back then, and they've served me well. They were on that car, and then they were on the green 73, and now they're on that car. Like I said, that 73 must have been out of alignment, because when I got it back from field, one of those tires was scrubbed off on the outside a lot, so something's up with it. All right, let's get busy.